It's March 2016, Scorpio. Thank you for joining me. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au, and your overview for the month of March. I'd like to keep it more thematic, as I've been saying in my introduction, and also to some of the other star signs. Some of you, I'm just wondering whether you had the same sort of experience I did last month with the full moon. Definitely a shift in energies that I could feel, and this month is pretty significant because we do see the new moon, a solar eclipse, taking place in your 5th house, and also some other important transits taking place there. Now, of course, the new moon means that the sun and moon will be there. That takes place on the 9th of March, and the new moon, of course, is really, in a way, turning over a new leaf, an opportunity for you to reconnect or re-establish yourself with those values, especially in terms of karmic issues, because across this axis, this 5th house, 11th house axis, you have the karma points right now. Transiting this 5th house of future karma is your past karma point. So there's a very, very strong tie-in here with what's going on in terms of your creative self, being able to feel as if you're in your own space, in the sort of work you do, in the hobbies that you pursue, in the way you deal with your love affairs, and even the relationships with your children, because all of these areas are signified by this very important trinal house in your horoscope, the 5th house, which is ruled by Pisces. Incidentally, Neptune is there as well, another very spiritual planet. And so I've mentioned that happens on the 9th. And then later in the month, obviously the opposite side of that new moon is the full moon. And that too will be an eclipse in your 12th house, in the sign of Libra. The 12th house is a very mysterious house, along with the 8th house and to some extent the 4th house. That 12th house is very much concerned with your meditative practices, the understanding of those things that are submerged within yourself, especially from your past. So we see a lot of the issues surrounding your past karma and how you're actually going to digest some of those experiences that may be impinging upon your current life. That is what I meant when I said I'm not so interested in a very strict, literal, chronological display of all of these aspects. I don't want to provide you that in that typical chronological sense. I think we need to address what's going on deep within yourself and how that's impacting upon you. You know, that 5th house also has a lot to do with speculation. Venus will move into the same area, so you can see there's a lot more focus here than we at first think, because there's a few other aspects I'd like to talk about with respect to this theme, your 5th house theme, and that is the movement of Venus on the 12th of March into this very same sign. Now, we talked about the full moon, which will occur in the sign of Libra, and Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus will move into this 5th house to make contact with your past karma point. So all of the energies seem to be pointing there. On top of that, we see around the 5th or 6th, I believe, Mars, the 6th of March, Mars moving into this 2nd house of your horoscope, where Saturn is currently transiting, and these will be forming a right angle to that 5th house again. Now, the 2nd house is your finances, so there's going to be a hotting up of those sorts of concepts in your life right now. So money, the way you earn it and the way you spend it as well, because that 5th house, as I said, is a house of speculation. So there can be some impulsive moments. And the other significant thing here is the growing conjunction. This is going to take place over the next 2 or 3 months, up till about August actually, And we'll be keeping an eye on this particular transit for you in your zone of finance, earnings, income, and it also has to do with speech. Having Saturn there for some time now may be inhibiting some of you in really speaking your mind. So when we focus on that 5th house in terms of it being a love sector, then Saturn squaring that will show us very clearly that you may not have been as expressive as you would like to be. Now that's going to change when Mars enters into this combination and casts its square aspect, its drishti as the Vedic astrologers call it, the sight. We'll look at that area and give you the courage, the strength to speak your mind and to say what's really going on within yourself. So I think that's a good thing. And you have to bear in mind that whenever we're looking at a house in the horoscope, it is always directly opposite another house. In this case, the 11th house, where you've had Jupiter and the other karmic point, the North Node, indicating a very strong development in your friendships and social connections. A lot of Western astrologers, some of the earlier writers in Western astrology, quite like the conjunction of Jupiter and the North Node. And this can usually indicate some fortuitous events taking place. This is going to happen very, very shortly. Should be happening right now to some of you. So that's also quite good. But let's see what happens with the new moon. That can also, by reflex, influence your friendships, developing new connections there on a social level. Certainly some opportunities for those of you that are feeling amorous to meet new people. And so I see this month as quite pertinent in terms of your love affairs and digging deeper into that part of your soul, which allows you to be more creative, Scorpio. That 12th house does signal, after the 23rd, a more spiritual bent of mind if you haven't had time or you've not been able to connect your practical, everyday, moment-by-moment life with spirituality. I think this is a time when these two ideas will converge, and many of you will see that there's absolutely no difference. Do drop in at the site, astrology.com.au, you know, for a lot of you wanting more serious answers, more personalised answers. I'm here to help you. Some of our other astrologers and practitioners are also there. If you feel more comfortable with the vibe you get from them, by all means, let us know, and we'll do our best to help you. We do have the chronological transits for the month of March. They are available for you along with the daily and the yearly horoscopes that are out right now. And I look forward to your company next month again. Take care now. Bye-bye.